Hey everybody, this is Jeremy with Blockchain WTF, and welcome back to ICO or No. Today we're going to go over a project that is truly on multiple cutting edges, combining 3D printing, augmented and virtual reality, all with blockchain technology. ARToken, brought to you by Cappasity. We'll go over what the project is, the potential obstacles that might get into their way, and of course we'll go over the details of the ICO. Let's move on to our first question. What is the ARToken project, and what existing problem is it looking to solve? Both augmented reality and virtual reality are very new fields with lots of potential, but there are a few factors holding it back from truly grabbing hold. There's a severe lack of quality content, as most content creators don't have access or are just dipping their toes into the waters of this new market. To unlock the potential of AR and VR, Cappasity, a trusted player in the space, is launching a community-friendly AR/VR ecosystem, which is capable of solving the content issue. The ecosystem is designed to provide its participants with engaging economic incentives to store and trade self-created 3D and other AR and VR content. Something interesting about ARToken that's also going to provide it immediate value, it can be used to pay for Cappacity's existing services as soon as the token sale is done. To ensure trustless content exchange among participants, the system relies on blockchain infrastructure, which allows users to register copyrights and track transaction history by using smart contracts. This is a huge development since there is a demand for a technology that would make it easier to track copyrights and who actually owns what intellectual property. Currently, patents are filed and maintained by governing bodies, but there's a couple issues with the current system. The increased global economy has led to the erosion of borders. People in one market can do business with anyone around the world. However, there are inevitably going to be disputes, and the question of which jurisdiction takes precedent, that's always going to come up. Additionally, corrupt politicians can alter or remove certain patents, and the creator of the content has little to no recourse. By incorporating blockchain technology, the intellectual property issue is pretty much solved. There are many participants that make up Cappacity's ecosystem. The first is those who generate content, AR, VR, 3D, and they upload that content to the ecosystem's database. The second member of the ecosystem are content moderators, which are community participants who check the content for appropriateness and consistency. They help filter out any offensive submissions, copyright violations, and report misplaced tags and wrong descriptions. So basically, they're like the police of the platform. Moderators help keep the marketplace clean and check content ranking system, so really good content gets upvoted and seen by more people, and anything that is superfluous or pointless is just voted down. The next member of the ecosystem are developers, which are app and web developers that have a need for AR, VR, or 3D content with the purpose of app creation or content integration on a website. They might also build tools and apps based off the Cappasity technological platform onto their own network framework. The next member of the ecosystem are businesses who consume AR, VR, and 3D content, and they do this through Cappacity's embedding tools. These customers acquire content to display on their websites, or develop their own apps, or actually to buy ready-to-go apps from developers that are already available in the marketplace. Next, there are consumers, which they define as anyone having a need for 3D or any other AR or VR content. And lastly, there are storage service providers, which are databases that are already on the market or any active community members willing to use their servers for content database hosting, basically where all the AR, VR applications are stored. And now that we know a little bit about Cappasity and ARToken, let's move on to our next question. What are the market conditions facing the project? One stat that's jumped out at me that I can't really forget, the worldwide AR/VR revenue is expected to be $11.4 billion by the end of 2017. Some people are forecasting that it'll jump as high as $215 billion by 2021. It's estimated that VR tech is going to be one of the quickest growing industries in the near future. The demand for the relatively new technology has always been there. People have always seen the potential of virtual reality for years. The main thing holding it back was the lack of technology that could handle the demands that VR technology places on hardware. VR has been conceptualized since the 1960s, and ever since people have had wild dreams for the technology, and the potential it has to offer has only been hyped by the media and other science fiction. And like so many times, these shows or movies actually kind of predict the technology that will eventually arrive, while at the same time influencing that prediction by putting that idea out there in the first place. Augmented reality is related, but slightly different. The concept were glasses or goggles that would produce an interactive electronic display that only you could see. That's not a new idea. The pursuit of this technology wasn't as driven as VR, but it's certainly been on the mind of those looking to innovate. We've seen Google goggles go through a trial period, and while those haven't really caught on, AR has found a use in a slightly different capacity. The increased popularity of smartphones has allowed for AR to find practical applications. The most famous use of this technology came in summer of 2016 when Niantic released an augmented reality app called Pokemon Go. If you're not familiar with it, well, then you were probably living under a rock during this time. It was very popular. However, if you don't know it, we'll explain it for you. You used your real location, aided by GPS, to hunt and capture certain creatures. You would actually have to walk to these places in order to complete these tasks, creating the ultimate interactive video game. This concept combined geocaching with augmented reality overlays through the use of the smartphone's camera. Augmented reality isn't limited just to gaming. There's a definite use in the technology for providing interactive real-time maps. Kind of imagine arrows pointing you exactly where to go. That can make life pretty easy. And now that we know the market conditions surrounding the project, let's move on to question number 3. Who is behind ARToken and its ecosystem? Something really cool about this project is that it's built upon an already existing network. The ARToken is being put out there by Cappasity, a trusted name in VR and AR content. The Cappasity story began when a team of professionals with a strong record in 3D gaming participated in a project which required a large number of 3D models. The team was well versed in 3D modeling, however, the creation of a single game character took up to 2 weeks. At this point, they identified the problem and set out to create ARToken. They also realized that access is very expensive, so they set out to create a company that would create greater access to these technologies. So instead of just a random group of people putting a new project together, which often happens in the ICOs we cover, Cappasity already has a set business plan, structure, and proven success in the field. This is definitely something that gives me confidence. And now that we know a little bit about the team, let's move on to our 4th and final question. What is the design of the ICO? At this point, I'd like to thank the creators of ARToken for putting the details of their token sale out there front and center in their white paper. Normally I have to scour 5 or 6 different sources to find all this information. It really doesn't matter that much, but it definitely makes my life easier. The token sale is taking place in 2 phases. The first starts on October 25th and will run 28 days or until all allocated tokens have been sold. Phase 2 will occur 120 days after the completion of the first phase. The total supply of ARToken is pre-mined and has been set at 7 billion. For Phase 1, the tokens will be placed at 125 ARTokens per dollar. The price will go up in Phase 2. The hard cap for the ICO is set at 50 million, and I definitely like to see that because uncapped ICOs just make me angry. They're kind of greedy. And lastly, most major cryptocurrencies are accepted for the crowd sale, including Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, and Dash. And that's a review on the ARToken. Seems like a pretty cool project. They're trying to take on a lot with AR, VR, and 3D printing technology. However, if they can achieve what they set out to do, they might be tapping into a huge market at the exact right time. If you have any questions on the project, leave those down below in the comments. We'll be happy to get back to you on those. Also, if you liked the video, leave us a like and also subscribe so you don't miss out on any future ICOs or news. This has been Jeremy at Blockchain WTF. I'll see you next time.